Hi.
Welcome to Purana Talk.
Thanks. we're reading the Garuda Purana, and we're in the first section of the Garuda Purana, and we're at chapter 201. Medical treatment of horses and elephants. Surprise? You just never know. Dhanvantari said, Lord of Ayurveda, I shall explain the Ayurveda of horses wherein all things connected with them and their treatment are mentioned in detail. There are many types of horses fit only to be set aside. They are Kakatundi, crow-lipped, Krishnajiva, black-tongued, Rikshasya, bare-faced, Ushnatulika, hot-palated, Karala, fierce-looking, Hinadanta, deficient or lacking in teeth, Shringi, horned, Viraladantaka, few-toothed, Ekanda, single-testicled, Jatandakanchuka, born with scrotal tumor, Dvikuri, cleft-hoofed, stunny, teated, Marjarapada, cat-footed, Vyagraba, resembling tigers, Kushta Vidradisanibha, appearing as if affected by kushta and tumors, Yamaja, twin-born, Vamana, diminutive in size, Marjara Loana, cat-eyed, and Kapilochana, monkey-eyed. Horses to be set aside. The first class horse is the Turkish, Turushkaja. The middling is 5 hastas tall, and the lowest 3 hastas tall.
Interesting.
Stanza 5. Those horses whose limbs are not short, whose ears are short, and whose hue is of a mixture of many colors lightly shaded, live long and are not afflicted. Ways of guarding against evil are the worship of Revanta, sacrificial offerings, and feeding of Brahmins. A compound of sarala, leaves of nimba, gugulu, sarshapa, tila, vacha, and hingu with butter should be tied round the neck of a horse. Ulcers affecting horses are of 2 types. 1. Due to extraneous causes. 2. Due to derangements of humors. 8. Vataja types of ulcers, or rather Vataja type of ulcers, is marked by delayed suppuration. The Kaphaja ulcers suppurate quickly. The Pittaja type of ulcers give a burning sensation at the throat, and ulcers due to impure blood do not pain much. 9 to 10. What we call due to extraneous causes is the wound caused by weapons, etc. In order to wash off the impurities of the wounds and ulcers, the following compound is used. Roots of Eranda, 2 shoots of Haridra, Chitraka, Vishvabheshaja, and Rasona, or Sandava, well ground with buttermilk and sour gruel. It gives a couple of clues. The Vishvabheshaja, it tells us, is Zingiber officinale, which is ginger. And it tells us that the Rasona is Allium sativum. I think it's onion.
Onion, yeah.
And there you go.
I think it's equivalent to our green onion. It's not quite the same thing, but it's very similar.
Yeah. Tilla, which is sesame, fried grain flour pasted with curd and salt, or a paste of nimba leaves and a ball of rice applied over a wound, purifies and heals it. 11 to 13. A compound of powdered patola, nimba leaves, vacha, chitraka, pipali, Shringavera, given to the horse with water for a drink, destroys worms, mucus discharges intoxication, and deranged vayu. If there is cutaneous affection, the horse must be bled, and a decoction of nimba leaves, patola, tripala, and khadira must be applied to the horse. Application of mustard oil is effective in kushtas with ulcers. A decoction of lasuna, etc., administered as a drink alleviates it, and that's garlic. 15 to 17. In certain afflictions, when erhines become necessary, either the juice of matulunga or that of manshi or mamsi should be used for that purpose. The first day's dosage is 2 pallam weight. Every day it has to be increased by a palla. The maximum for a first-class horse is 18 pallas. In the middling it is 14, and for the lowest class of horse it is 8 palla weight. Erhines are not to be administered in autumn or summer. In a Vataja type of disease, the medium is oil in combination with sugar, butter, and milk. In a Kaphaja type, Vyosha with mustard oil must be the medium. In a Pittaja ailment with water, Tripala can be used as the medium. 19. A horse regularly fed on Shashtika Shali grains and milk will never come to a state of being condemned. A golden-colored horse or one of the complexion of ripe jumbo fruit is never to be condemned. 20. A horse slightly injured should be given gugulu and fed on milk pudding. It will be immediately relieved and be normal.
That's myrrh.
Myrrh and kheer. In a Vataja ailment, the diet of a horse is shali grains and milk. In a Pittaja ailment, a karsha of gravy with mudga soup, honey, and butter shall be given. In Kaphaja diseases, mudga or kulata can be given. If the horse is affected with deafness and deranged kapha, it should be fed with pungent and bitter articles of diet. If the ailment is of Tridosha origin, gugulu is to be administered along with its mouthfuls of grass, etc., along with its food. 23 to 24. In all ailments, durva should be given along with other grasses. In the first day, a palla weight of it is to be given. Increasing it by a karsha every day up to 5 pallas per day can be given. In drinks or diet, 8 pallas should be the maximum limit. In the middling, it is 60. In the lowest type, it is 40. I wonder if that should be 80.
Handfuls,
I bet that should be 80 because it usually goes from large to small. It says 8, then 60, then 40. I think it's 80, 60, 40.
Yeah.
25, 26. If the horse is affected by kushta, ulcers, or lameness, it shall be administered with the decoction of tripala. If it is affected by impaired digestion or tumor, it shall be administered with cow's urine. If it is affected by vata, pitta, or ulcers, it is administered with cow's milk and butter. For lean horses, the diet shall be supplemented by meat.
Wow.
Feed meat to your horse. 27. In the mornings during autumn and summer, horses should be given 5 pallas of well-powdered guruchi with butter. This quells ailment, nourishes, increases strength and splendor. It can be given alone or in combination with some alkali. 29. Along with the administration of guruchi, gur, 4 pallas in the case of the middling and 3 pallas in the case of the lowest type of horse, of shatavari and ashwagandha also must be given. And ashwagandha, just to remind you, means smell of a horse. It's the winter cherry. When suddenly the horses assume uniformity in color and features or die together, it must be immediately considered as an epidemic. 31. Sacrificing horses, giving oblations, or feeding of Brahmins may cause their suppression, or haritaki kalpa can be resorted to. Haritaki is soaked in cow's urine, and taila, oil, and salt is added. On the first day, 5 such haritakis are given. Every day the dosage is increased by 5 haritakis till the maximum of 100 in the case of the best horse, 80 in middling, and 60 in the least one is reached. This is very typical of the way Ayurvedic medicines are given, too. You start with a small amount and you increase it rather than go straight to the full maximum dose. Very, very common to recommend this.
Well, you want to make sure the person tolerates it well.
Yep. I shall now explain Gaja Ayurveda, which is the treatment, etc., of elephants. The medical decoctions, etc., mentioned before, are efficacious in elephants too. The dosage is 4 times of that of a horse. All ailments can thus be cured. In an epidemic among elephants, the alleviation is by means of a pacifying rite, Shanti Karma. By the worship of gods and Brahmins and the gift of a kapila, a pale brown or tawny cow. It's also a way of relieving the epidemic among elephants. That is the nature of the pacifying rite, I guess. It's the worship of gods and Brahmins and the gift of a kapila. No, don't murder while we're doing the Puranas.
Yes, all right. It's tempting me.
I can tell. The physician must observe fast and tie a consecrated garland round the tusks of the elephant along with the vacha and siddharthaka drugs equally consecrated. The worship of Sun, Shiva, Durga, Shri, and Vishnu protects the elephants. Oblations must be given to Buddhas. The elephant must be bathed with 4 pitcherfuls of water. 37. The diet of the elephant must be consecrated with mantras. The elephant must be smeared with holy ashes. The pure, auspicious propitiation of the Bhutas will protect the elephant. 38-39. A pungent decoction of Triphala, Panchakola, Dashamula, Vidangaka, Shatavari, Guruchi, Nimba, Vasika, and Kimshuka, which it says is the Buteo monosperma. We had this before under a different name, didn't we? This wasn't the elephant ear, was it? It's very efficacious in quelling all ailments of an elephant. Thus I have summarized what is mentioned in the 2 Ayurvedic treatises, that of horses and that of elephants.
Fascinating. Well, I couldn't keep up really towards the end. But interesting, the fact that it's going through first what to look for in a horse, like what not to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And in particular, and it goes through a lot about what not to buy. And then it has a very brief what to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2
These are the good ones
or something.
Yes.
And then goes completely into how to take care of it. From daily care on to what to do if they get hurt or injured in various ways, or develop certain diseases, what to do about those. And
but often it's sort of vague in the sense that it says if it's a kapha type of illness,
right?
If it's caused by kapha, well, that sort of means that your horse is sluggish or having mucus issues, particularly, coughing or bronchial, sure. Or one.
Yeah, they get respiratory illnesses and sinus infections and all kinds of stuff. So, but it's interesting. And then I immediately thought of primitive warfare, how they would use elephants and horses together.
Yeah, well, I think that's...
And so that's probably why we have these 2 animals rather than something else.
Yeah. And there were also issues with horses because, they mentioned the best ones are the Turkish horses. Horses, as I understand it, are not an indigenous animal in India, and in fact, they're not. Not all horses are suited to the climate because of the
Right.
heat and the long monsoonal seasons and things like that.
It's really bugging.
Yes, I know. Well, anyway, I think we've come to an end of our broadcast.
Yes, well, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
We
wasn't
learned
it?
about horses.